Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's digital plan with me. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I decided to go ahead and do a daily plan with me. I have had quite a bit going on over here, and I actually have not put together a daily spread for the entire month, which is kind of surprising because there's been so much going on. But today I was just definitely feeling it. I'm like, okay, I really need to put together a game plan for tomorrow. Like, I need to know when certain things are happening. I need to create a task list. When I create task lists, sometimes I will just brain dump. I don't expect myself to get everything done on the list, but as long as it's out of my head, I feel better. So that is what I've decided to do today, is to put together a daily spread. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you are a daily planner, let me know in the comments below by leaving an emoji for your favorite animal. If your favorite animal is not available under the emoji options, is that what it's called? Is it emoji? I think that's what it's called. If your favorite animal is not available, just put like a heart or something like that. But if you're a daily planner, leave an emoji in the comments. I think that would be kind of fun. So it is Friday evening. It is 9:30. My littlest one is sleeping. My oldest daughter and husband are downstairs watching Lord of the Rings. They've been doing a Lord of the Rings like marathon during this past week or so. So that's pretty fun. My oldest feels super cool because she gets to stay up late with dad and stuff and eat popcorn and all the fun things. So they're doing that. And I realized as I was getting ready for bed, I'm like, I never planned. Like, I didn't do my digital plan with me. I didn't do my screen recording. I was sitting there just kind of like feeling overwhelmed. And I was like, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity to do a daily spread, because I was like, my brain needs all these things to come out. Like, I need to know what I'm doing tomorrow. So Saturdays end up being pretty busy days for us. Usually we like to go to the gym together as a family, so the kids get to like go play, and then Andrew and I get to work out together, and that's usually a pretty intense like strength training day for me. So I'll do several different machines and strength train and all that. We're usually there for like an hour and a half. So it's pretty intense, but it's one of my favorite parts of the week, honestly. I love it. It's kind of like a date time too for my husband and I. Working out together is something we've always really enjoyed doing together. So it's fun and the kids have a good time. So we usually like to start off our days just doing that as a family. And then I am definitely trying to get away from working on weekends and stuff like that, and I do not intend to work on weekends anymore after this month. But July, I am very determined, and I've talked about this, I believe, in previous videos or maybe even the last one I posted. I'm very determined to get ahead this month, so I'm planning on creating all of the products that I'm going to be releasing, excluding the 2024 planners, for August, September, and October. Except for October kits probably won't be ready. I don't know. Wait, will they? No. Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, I'm just trying to get ahead in general, because I want to have the majority of August and September available for working on the 2024 planners. So I have so many ideas swimming around in my head for the 2024 planners, different things I want to put together, some extra things I want to do, and I'm really anxious to start working on them. So August is going to be a really fun month because, for one, we are starting homeschool on August 7th, which I'm super excited about. I've been doing tons of prep work for that, just getting ready. Any free minute I have, if I need to step away from my computer for a little bit, I'm working on homeschool. That's like my whole world right now outside of work. Is just getting things ready, and like I don't know, I was sort of like planning out some ideas of things we could do to celebrate their first day of school. So I think we're gonna like, you know, take pictures and that kind of thing, and then maybe go get donuts or something. So yeah, anyways, so I've been doing that, and that's going to start in August. And then I'm also going to start working on the 2024 planners in August. So that will be a really fun, exciting month, but there's a lot I have to get done ahead of time, both for work and for homeschool, some prep work, some getting ahead, all that, in order for August to go smoothly and to kind of free up that mental space that I need to be able to take all of that on. So I got a really interesting question, and it was one that actually like made me really excited because this is a topic I could talk about honestly all day long. But I got a question from Laura in one of my previous videos saying, I would love to know how your current schedule looks like day to day. Do you always have the same fixed hours in which you work / do home maintenance tasks? You are always so productive, and I admire that a lot. First of all, Laura, you're very sweet. And then, you know, she went on to say getting ahead with my work schedule is something I'm working on right now, but it's challenging to invest that extra time to do so. So yes, it is challenging. One thing, okay, so first off, I have a lot of moving parts here. I'm a business owner. I have small children. I have puppies. I have a house to take care of and all that kind of thing. I need to give credit where credit is due. My husband, Andrew, is amazing. He is a full-time stay-at-home parent. He handles everything around the house. We've recently started implementing doing morning jobs, just to kind of split things up and make it a little bit easier on him, because it's a lot to manage, like taking the kids to all their activities and, you know, appointments and all that kind of stuff. And you know, meal planning, preparing meals, like it's just a lot. So that is one thing that helps me a lot, is I have a very, very supportive husband who has always been very understanding and has been my biggest cheerleader when it comes to running the business and all that kind of stuff. Getting ahead does require sacrifice. It requires staying up later, getting up earlier, that sort of thing. The one thing I've been really working on a lot lately is boundaries. I have been on fire with boundaries lately. Just, you know, I can't necessarily say entirely where it stemmed from. I think maybe it's just getting older and wiser and not really caring so much anymore what people think about me, and just kind of honoring my priorities. And you know, I truly just care what God thinks of me and what my husband thinks of me and my children. And outside of that, don't really care. And that means, and I'm not saying that to be like, you know, insensitive or whatever. I'm never going to go out of my way to be like unkind to somebody or, you know, intentionally mean and that sort of thing. You have to know your heart, and you have to know your boundaries and all that kind of stuff. And so, with boundaries comes time blocking and things like that, and really making sure I'm honoring my priorities by investing my time where it needs to be invested, and being a excellent time manager, if you will, helps me make sure that I'm honoring my priorities. So let me walk you through what a day looks like for me, because I have my priorities. My top priorities are time with God, my family, and my self-care. I have really needed to step up with my self-care because my physical health hasn't been the best, which has trickled into my mental health not being the best. And I can't really be a great wife, a great mother, a great business owner, a great friend, all those things, if I am not taking proper care of myself. And so that's something that I've had to like take a really hard look in the mirror and be like, okay, there's just no more excuses. Like you got yourself here. You need to get yourself out of the situation. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So with that being said, I have a couple non-negotiables that, you know, I do every single day. And yeah, so to walk you through, time blocking is a huge component of my time management. Time blocking is my best friend. It helps me stay focused and clear-minded on what I'm doing. And so I'm pulling up my Google Calendar right now on my phone. I just like rearranged all my apps on my phone. So I was having a hard time finding it. Okay, so I wake up at 4:30 in the morning for my morning routine, and this is dedicated to self-care. And so I wake up at 4:30. I budget my time, you guys, and might sound very rigid, but this is just what I need to do. I have a list of things that I do first thing in the morning. Going to the bathroom is on there. You know, you wake up, gotta pee, you know, we all do it, right? I budget 2 minutes of my time for that. And then I weigh in every day. I brush my teeth. I take care of my face. I usually just do some, oh gosh, what the heck is it called? Mineral water or something water. Just a really gentle, like, face routine, put some SPF and moisturizer on, stuff like that. Take my vitamins, get dressed, and something to go on a walk and work out in. And then I go downstairs. I do an ice roller on my face. It helps wake me up. I get some essential oils going, typically something citrusy, also to help energize me. I do Bible study for 30 to 45 minutes or so, which I just use the SOAP method for that. So scripture, observation, application, and prayer. And then I just read usually like 4 chapters of one of the books of the Bible and then kind of go from there. So that's how I do that. Very simple. And then I walk the dogs at 5:30. I work out at 6. I do workouts at home for the most part using Beachbody, so they're like 30 to 40 minutes. And then I shower and get ready for the day at 6:45. I make my bed. My kids have alarm clocks that turn green when it's okay for them to leave their rooms, which is at 7:30. Before that, it's yellow and they have toys in their room that they can play with or they can read. Until 7:30, they can leave their room to go to the bathroom and that kind of thing too. So that's all very, you know, scheduled and all that. And then we do breakfast and chores from 7:30 to 9. So I like to have very slow starts to my day. This is something I've realized. I don't like the chaos, like, you know, rushed feeling first thing in the morning. It just sets it up to be kind of a tense day, you know? So I make breakfast for my kids. On Sunday, we do a lot of meal prep. I'll make waffles out of my sourdough discard. I'll make a huge batch of waffles. We may make like quiche or oatmeal bakes, just different options throughout the week. So breakfast is really easy and quick that way. While the kids are eating breakfast, I will read to them just as a way to kind of get off screens. Typically we'd go outside, but it is hot. It's like in the 90s, you guys, and like 7:30 in the morning in Arizona. Please pray for us over here. We are dying. It is so hot. And then we do all of our like little, you know, morning chores and stuff like that for the day. And typically I'll put on some like music with church and stuff like that, music that we get from our church. And so I'll do our chores and do that. And this is during a work weekday, so Monday through Friday. And then I do morning basket with my kids, which is like our Bible time. We do that from 9 to 10:30. And then when we start homeschool, we'll start doing like family subjects, independent work, and that sort of thing. And that will be about 3 hours, and that'll take us till lunch at 1 o'clock. And then I start working on my business. Right now, when we do not have homeschool, I start working on my business right after morning basket, which is around 10:30-ish, somewhere around there. And then I work until 6:30. I'm also intermittent fasting, so I do not have dinner with my family. I eat lunch with them and I eat breakfast with them, so that's something a little different. Instead of the traditional eating dinner with your family thing, we do meals earlier in the day. That way I can work, you know, straight through dinner. And then I'm off work at 6:30 so that we can usually go to the park and go for family walks. But right now it's even too hot for that. So just going down at 6:30 and like hanging out and stuff. And then we start our bedtime routines with the kids around 7:30, and then I need to be in bed asleep by 9 o'clock. So typically I'll go into the bathroom and, wash my face, brush my teeth, that kind of stuff, by 8 o'clock at the latest, to make sure I'm in bed and all that by 9 o'clock, asleep and everything. So that's the ideal schedule. Okay. That's like everything goes perfectly. That's, that's not real life. Like, things aren't perfect all the time. They don't go smoothly all the time, especially when you have children and all that. There's just a lot of things that can come up. People get sick or whatever. And so, but that is how it is. It's a very scheduled, you guys. I wash my hair on specific days of the week. I have specific chores I do on days of the week. We have like a weekend reset routine. We have things we do every Saturday and Sunday. Sunday we have like a day at home just to reset, do meal prep and grocery shop and like that kind of stuff. We really keep Sundays very light. And then Saturdays we'll do church with our friends and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's how I do it. I just make sure that my time is budgeted. I use Google Calendar to create kind of like my flow for the day. It's sort of a rhythm with the time blocking. And then, yeah, I just kind of have my running to-do list. I use the reminders app in my phone quite a bit to put in my routines. I have my morning routine in my reminders app. I have my evening routine in my reminders app. I have morning basket and family subjects. I have all my to-dos for planning to prosper. And then I have my Sunday reset or weekend reset routine as well. So all of the tasks that I need to do. So I can go into my reminders app and I can see all the things I need to do. And when it comes to my business, it's really just getting through as much as I can of the list as possible. Now, earlier this week, I had to take a sick day. Those things happen. So things got delayed, and I'm going to be working Saturday, but I have, as you saw, I have that time blocked out in my planner and everything. So I kind of know exactly when I'm working. So when it comes to getting ahead, there's no way around it. It's going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take working maybe a couple hours on the weekend, but every little bit adds up. And, I honestly was kind of nervous about working fewer hours overall and like wondering how that was going to work. But so far, I have to say, like, having a shorter window of time to work actually helps me be more productive. I'm able to be more productive that way. So that's another trick too that I do during my work day is I have a little timer, if you will, on my desk. You might have seen it in some of my day in life videos in the past, which, by the way, I'm thinking about bringing those back, but that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, I have a little timer there, and I will do focused work for 25 minutes, and then I will take a 5-minute break. And during that 5-minute break, I may watch a little bit of a YouTube video. I might go walk on my treadmill if I need to get my steps in for the day. I might go say hi to my family, refill my water bottle, things like that. And then once the 5 minutes is up, I jump back in, another 25 minutes of focused work. I really cannot watch or listen to anything besides like music during that time if I really want to be super focused. It's one thing I've learned about myself. As much as I thought that having a movie or something like that on in the background was helpful to me, it actually was not. I've realized that I really need to have either some music or just silence, honestly. And just knowing, like, I kind of dangle the carrot, like, okay, I really want to watch this YouTube video, but I have to get this 25 minutes of work done first, and then I can watch 5 minutes of it, or something like that. Or I'll like listen to the YouTube video while I'm walking on my treadmill type of thing too. So that's another tip I have. That's called the Pomodoro method. There's actually a name to it. So I use that. And there's actually apps too, a free app called Pomodoro that you can download on your device and use that to help you manage that. But that's something I do too. And I always make sure too that, when it comes down to starting my work and stuff, that my to-do list, like if I did just brain dump it, I will go through, like tomorrow, I'll probably go through that big list you guys saw for the day. I'll go through and be like, okay, like I'm actually going to just do these like 2 things, or this like these 3 things. And I'll highlight it so that I know this is what I'm focusing on. This is what I've learned to kind of honor a little bit like my creative side, in the sense of like, if I really am dreading doing something, I'll do 1 of 2 things. I'll either try to just do 5 minutes of it, to see if maybe just getting started with it will help me kind of get in the zone. If that's not the case, then I know, okay, like this is just not the time for this task, and I will work on something else. So that's one thing that I've discovered about myself too, is that if I really am forcing it, because it's not every day that being creative all the time is really difficult. It's very exhausting. And so, and that's just, but I have to stay on top of my tasks. It's not like I'd be like, well, I don't feel like being creative today, so I'm just going to do nothing. Like I just have to pick the thing that I want to do the most. And one of the perks of being ahead is that I will have a little bit more flexibility with that. I don't have as much currently at the moment because I do have very specific things I need to get done. But my hope is that in the very near future that I will have a lot more leniency with that. I'm also learning to keep things, I'm one of those where I like to plan ahead by months, and I'm really learning that that's not good, because things just change all the time. And I'm such a perfectionist that if I have a 3-month plan and then it all has to change, then I take it personally upon myself. I feel like I'm messing up in some way, but I feel like that's just not fair to myself, because life happens and what can you do? Or sometimes you make a plan and you have every intention of it going the way you want it to go, and then you dive into a project and you're like, this happened with the academic products I just released. I went into it being like, yeah, 3 weeks, I'll be able to get that done in 3 weeks. No. No, that was not the case. It took me much longer than that, longer than I anticipated at least. So anyways, I hope that's helpful. Just kind of, going through my schedule and some time management tips and things like that. And sometimes, you guys, I need to take my own advice too. I'm not perfect. I'm not a robot. I'm not a machine. I'm a human being that has limits and all that kind of stuff. But I have really learned to be very intentional with my time, just the way that we budget our money, we budget our time. I've learned that honoring my priorities is the most important thing, creating boundaries for that. I am literally never on social media anymore, unless I absolutely have to be. And my phone's pretty much always on Do Not Disturb. So, but that's just part of me creating boundaries. And it's even gone so far as to we're considering getting a landline, so that if someone really has to get a hold of us, they can, because I have certain family members and stuff that they can call me and text me, even though my Do Not Disturb is on, but it's not always an emergency. It's, we talk a lot. And so it's one of those things where it's okay, if I really have to focus, then, it's just, it's tough. It is tough. And I never want anyone to think I'm ignoring them. That's the hard part about it. Cause in today's day and age, I feel like with text messaging, especially and this happens to me, if I text message someone and they don't respond right away, sometimes I'm like, oh, you kind of take it personally a little bit. And then I remind myself in that same moment, in that same thought, well, I don't reply to text most of the time, and it's not anything personal against the person. It's just that I have X, Y, and Z going on, or, I'm an introvert by nature, so socializing a lot, is not my thing. So sometimes I need to be a little bit of a recluse. It happens, but it's just kind of, getting to know yourself, getting to know your heart, getting to know what your priorities are, and being okay with ruffling feathers if you have to, in order to make, yeah, never intentionally going out seeking to, you know, hurt someone. But if you've explained, like, you know, this is not personal, it's just me honoring my priorities and like making sure that I'm taking care of myself and that sort of thing, then, you know, people who really love you and care about you should respect that, you know. That's my personal opinion, but that's not always the case. But as long as you know that you're coming from a good place and all that, I think that's what matters most. So hopefully that makes sense. It's getting a little late, so I feel like I'm getting a little jumbled here in my thoughts. But anyways, guys, this is a longer digital plan with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I mentioned, I'm thinking about doing some different things on my YouTube channel. Not bringing a bunch of personal content, but I feel like the day in the lives were just a really great opportunity for me to show what's going on behind the scenes with the business. I miss doing them. So I won't show very much personal stuff there. It'll mainly be me working and stuff. But I'm still planning on doing like the membership and maybe doing, you know, some more personal videos. Well, yeah, definitely doing more personal content there and doing like live, you know, YouTube live sessions and things like that. So that'll be coming. But Andrew has been doing a lot of research into social media. And I guess I should plug this here. He started a Twitter. He started a Twitter for me. I think it's plan 2, like the number 2 prosper on Twitter. I don't know how to tweet, you guys. I've never tweeted a day in my life, but my husband is all over it over there. So he's trying to get a little bit more involved with social media where I create the content and he posts it on my behalf because, you know, when you're running a business, I feel like it's important to have a strong social media presence, but social media is very toxic for me, so I have to be really careful with it. I have to kind of guard my heart and my mind, and that means staying off of it for the most part. So I will create the content and then he posts it for me, basically, because he's never actually had any social media his whole life. He's never had social media, and so it doesn't bother him one bit. So yeah, anyways, so go check out the new Planning to Prosper Twitter if you want to see what's going on over there. It's kind of funny. So anyways, guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Definitely a longer one. So I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And yeah, I'll see you Wednesday for another shop drop that will be coming up. You will be excited, I'm sure, about the sticker kit that I am sharing next week because it was definitely the most popular sticker kit from 2022. So if you have any ideas of what it might be, let me know in the comments below. But that is the kit that's coming at you next week. So stay tuned for that, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye.